Hello and welcome back to the NK Maribor save, cultured left foot, and I've done this bit a little bit early today. It's another episode. We've got a familiar foe in the Europa League knockout round. Roll the intro. Welcome back to the NK Maribor save, cultured left foot in. It's a pleasure to have you with me. As you can see, we're playing Dinamo Zagreb once again. We just can't seem to get enough of them. Similar to last year when we played them at exactly this point in the Europa League, we beat them 3-0 away from home, and we're going to play them at home in this episode and do the draw for the next leg. Going to the schedule, we've had, there we go, so the 1-0 loss to Dortmund is when we were last together. NK Cells we beat 3-0, Cooper we beat 4-0, and Valenge we beat 4-1, NK Cooper again we beat 3-1. And then we got on to the winter break. So we played Gorica in a friendly, we beat them 2-1. We played Radomilj for Takax's testimonial, who's been at the club 10 years, so thoroughly deserved it. We welcome back some old friends and old faces. Jean-Luc Fournier, I'm not too sure why he got invited back, but he did. He was okay, I guess, at left wing. Left wing back, who else turned up? And Alfonso Ahmed, the right wing back, turned up. He actually had quite a good game during it as well. He played okay. Lucas Suarez came back for it. So yeah, again, a pretty good player for us. They didn't bring back any of the big names. And David Milanjanovic made an appearance as well, which was pretty good. It was fun. We won 3-0. He got a good send off. All in all, a pretty nice game. We then played Smartno, won that 4-0 in a friendly, and Zavrec as well. Oh, that's the wrong thing. And then we played Zavrec in a friendly. Lots of people getting a run out. Pretty good winter break, to be honest. We then went on to the big game and played Zagreb. 3-0 we got, 3 away goals. It was a very good performance. Mustafa, Hamsbergovic and Cardos all getting on the score sheet. Gleesing picked up a bit of a knock, which would probably rule him out of the second leg. But overall, I'm pretty confident and comfortable we're going to get through. Now, interestingly, in the Europa League, there's a lot less like big teams in it. If we go down the list, so okay, Villarreal and Newcastle both pretty big, but they're playing each other. Besiktas and Montpellier, I think we could beat both of them. Liège and Vita de Setúbal would beat both of them. Hertha and CSK, I'm confident would beat both of them. Spartak and Inter, well, Spartak have currently got a 1-0 lead, so I'm happy to see Inter go out of it. Valencia, they're a big team. Vita Guimarães would probably beat them. Again, Valencia are 3-0 down. Kiev against Chelsea. I'd like to avoid Chelsea. Galatasaray, Atletico Madrid. Again, like to avoid Atletico Madrid. I think we'd beat Anderlecht. I think we'd beat Red Bull Leipzig. I think we could beat Ajax. I think we could beat Athletic Club. I think we'd beat Lyon. I think we would probably beat West Ham, but it looks like they're going out. Ghent and Shakhtar. Confident we'd beat both of them. Feyenoord are 4-0 up against Sporting, so it's good to see Sporting getting a walloping, because I don't really want to play Sporting. Sporting and Benfica and Porto all seem pretty overpowered in Football Manager recently. There are Porto, I'd like to avoid them. 1-0 over Napoli at the moment, so Napoli is a reasonably big team, they could be going out. And Milan are 2-1 up against Stade Rennais. Milan have not really shown anything to be scared of, and then we've 3-0 up against Zagreb, so it's quite a good mix of teams. But if you look down this list of past winners, so Man City, Porto, Leverkusen, Bayern, Arsenal, none of those big teams are in it. So I know I said this last year, but we've got a good chance. Avoid people like Chelsea, Atletico Madrid in the next group, in the next draw, sorry, and it will be a decent game. It will be a decent chance of us winning some European silverware, if not getting very far into it. So we're going to crack on and play. Oh, no we're not. Transfers, obviously. Knew I'd forgot something. Transfer history. So we've bought in 2 new players. Christian Sassi joins for 1.9 million, I think it was. Yeah, 1.9 million from Stoke City. Centre back, really good stats, really good physicals, decent mentals, sort of got the technicals where he needs them. Tackling's out 14, marking 15, heading's a bit low, but he's good. He's tall, he's weighty, he's got really good positioning, which means he can counteract the off the ball of other good strikers. Great bravery, good jumping reach, good strength. He's all round a pretty good player. Happy to get him in. The other one was Martin Kovac, another centre-back, but my word, he looks good. 19 years old, Slovakian, We signed him for his minimum fee release clause, 3.6 million. He looks like he's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Okay, he's not the tallest for a centre back, and his jumping reach isn't brilliant, but he's got potential to grow into. I think he's going to be absolutely superb. We may have paid a bit over the top for him. You never know at this stage, but really happy to get him in. On the outs, let's just scroll down to the bottom. The main ones to talk about, again, lots of free transfers, got rid of a lot of people. Hadji has moved on loan to Derby County. He's moving permanently at the end of the season because he's played, I think it was only 5 games he had to play or something, but I can't remember. But he's moving permanently to them at the end of the season. Frank Segodo has moved now permanently to Osasuna. He did okay for them, to be honest. He played 5 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 6.68, but I think getting 3 million for him was a pretty good deal on our part. And Deutschmann has left for 10 million to Norwich. He was moaning and moaning and moaning. So I thought, you know what? We'll just cash in on him. We've got enough centre midfielders to replace him. We've got 2 pretty good right backs. So we got him on a free. He played 6 months for us and he's gone to Norwich for 10 million. A pretty decent profit. And again, he probably won't hit the heights that he was hitting for us in the first half of the season. But overall, I'm happy with the transfer market. And again, overall for the year, 22.5 million we've brought into the club, 6 million left, which has put us in a very good position for financial fair play. We're even projected to make a profit at the end of the period. Everything else, still going pretty well. Bojan Ban is happy to stay at the club. He's no longer not in love with it and all that other stuff they can sometimes say. We're doing well. So I'm still the manager, obviously. Takacs is the captain still. Hamzbergovic vice-captain. Cardos is our key player. And Sulad Torlak is our hot prospect. On loan, NK Istria. Probably looking to make a first-team spot, or at least reserve left-back next season. The kits have got a lot of love, so thank you. Kits for FM at Twitter. Go and check him out. He's very good. And the season is going pretty well. One thing I didn't check was to see how they wanted us to reach the second round. Okay, so they just want us to get through this game. Anyway, enough of that. Let's crack on to game day. And this is how we line up to face Dinamo Zagreb at home. We stick with the 3-5-2 formation. It served us very, very well. Nicholas Bacola, Coca-Cola Bacola in goal. Ricardo, Camargo and Pavlin make up the back 3. Coates, Luis Carlos and Landers are the 3 sort of defensive midfielders or wing backs as well. Lopez and Mustafa are in the middle. Hamzbergovic and Cardos up front. And Cardos is so good that I'm tempted to buy another shirt with his name on the back. But we'll see. I think what I might do is when this looks like it's getting towards the end of the series, I might do a poll or a vote and say what name should I get on the back of my next NK Maribor shirt, because it's got to be one of these legends. I mean, if you're going for value for money, Hamzbergovic is probably a man, I'd imagine. But I'm not going to get a nickname or anything. So, you know, Frank Friday Patrick Easy, or whatever his name was early on in the series, I'm not having him. But yeah, anyway, let's crack on to the game and we'll see you at kickoff. Okay, basically told them go out there, carry on from the last game, which was the first leg. So hopefully another 3 goals and we'll be in a very, very good position to get through. Well, we're in a very good position to get through anyway. We will be through, in fact, with another 3 goals. We're still scouting some of the Zagreb players, actually. Mr. Zlecki is still around there. Serino's being scouted as well. And here they come on an attack, and it's headed out. Matic heads over the bar, and it's a goal kick to us, which isn't a problem. Atletico Madrid have gone 1-0 up, so looks like they're going through pretty easily. As Ivankovic out to Mr. Zlecki, into Degosha. Zambrano turns, good ball over the top. Serino. Pavlin reads it very, very well. Zlecki ball in Ricardo with a headed clearance, and looks like we can build forward now. Hamzbergovic has drifted very wide, but he's done very well in field into Cardos. Cardos turns, shoots from distance over the bar. Not very accurate from Mr. Cardos. Let's work it into the box so we stop the shots like that. Bacola comes out, makes a good catch. He has been a very good signing for us. It's a bit of a, you know, disappointment for Big Mac and a bit of a shame because he had not done anything really wrong. But that's a very interesting pass from Lopez there. Keeping the ball, I guess you could label that as Mustafa to Cardos. We come forward again into Hamzbergovic. He shoots, save from Perez. But like I was saying, it's a bit harsh on Big Mac that he was dropped, but Bacola was he's just better stats wise. We know what he's done previously at the club, so I was confident and comfortable bringing him back in and making him straight away first choice keeper. I had no issues with it. And also you'll notice different colour wall behind me. I have decorated my man room, and I really like it. It's a bit bare at the moment. There will be some shirts up there, but hopefully I'll be getting a green screen soon, so this box will just completely go and you'll just have my face, which I don't know, that might be a bad thing. I don't know how you feel about these videos and my face being in them. And I've had a haircut. But Mustafa heads it away. Lopez up to Hamsbergovic. There's a ball on for Cardos. If he can find him and thread it through, he tries to go on his own. Gets tackled by Degoroscia. Mr. Zelki. Mr. Zelki? Is that his name? Well, it's not obviously pronounced Mr. Zlecki, but that's how I pronounce it. As Landers makes a very good tackle. We fended off a lot of interest for Ann Landers. And that's really good because he's a quality left back. A quality or left wing back in this case. Hamsbergovic to Carlos shoots. It's a corner as it was deflected wide, and it's all been us at the moment, and they haven't really been in this game at all, as Camargo wins a header but Perez has an easy catch. They've had a bit more possession, but with chances and stuff it's not really fallen for them. It's been all us, and it's just a shame our strikers can't hit the back of the net, to be honest, as we pick up a couple of yellow cards. Cardos is again having a poor game. He is awesome. He is very, very good. He's just he's not even very inconsistent. It's just, I don't know, he does himself a disservice, I think, in games. I think he can get quite complacent. I'm very happy. Just keep it going. We're 3-0 up on aggregate with 3 away goals. I'm happy. They really haven't changed their formation, still playing defensively. And we'll see what they can do as Ricardo heads clear. Mustafa picks it up. If you missed that at half-time, we brought on Radford for Cardos just to keep the game going. Now, what I will show you very quickly is if I pick my camera up, look over there, that is my new wall. That is my feature wall, purple, although it looks quite blue in the camera, but it is purple and yellow stripes. And I wonder what colours I was influenced, or what team influenced me to do that. As Mustafa shoots, Perez makes an easy catch. And the time in the second half is ticking down, 52 minutes gone. Not too much to shout about at the moment. Mustafa picks it up out to Landers on the left hand side. Ball in, looking for Coates. He gets his head to it, but he's put it well wide. And this is a bit of a shit game, to be honest, isn't it? It's a bit of a terrible game. It's a bit of a dead rubber, as even Hamsbergovic pretty much misses an open goal. And there's not too much to get excited about in this game. We just have to be excited for the draw for the next round. It looks like Chelsea are definitely going through. They had a 3-1 lead anyway, beating Kiev 4-0 at home now. Inter have, well, I don't know what to call it. Come back, I guess, is a good word to use. It's not the word I was looking for, but it will do. As we launch an attack. Hamsbergovic into Coates, shoots straight at Perez. Montpellier 2-0 up. Newcastle beating Villarreal 3-0. Marty McFly has got 2 goals. Oh, I wish we could have kept hold of him. Leipzig are beating Anderlecht. Shakhtar have missed a penalty. Valencia have got 1 goal back against Vitor de Guimaraes. Vitesse de Sport beating Standard Liège. West Ham are 2-0 up against Lyon. So, looks at the moment like the teams you had predicted before the game when we went through the scores are all going through. As Radford gives it to Hamsbergovic. Lopez, Mustafa, out to Coates. Into Hamsbergovic, shoots, rifles it into the top corner. We finally have the goal. 23rd goal of the season. Let's see that in 3D. So Hamsbergovic out to Lopez, to Mustafa. All the way out to Coates, who gets a header on it, falls to Hamsbergovic just on the half volley. Keeper's got absolutely no chance. He's rifled that so hard into the corner. Yeah, it probably would have broken his hands if he had got a hand to it, the goalkeeper. As Ricardo now gets the ball on the halfway line, into Luis Carlos, building it up slowly. Lopez to Coates. And this is what we like to do. We like to just keep the ball. It's how I get all my teams to play on Football Manager. As Mustafa shoots, Perez makes a save. And I might just make a cheeky substitution, because we've got a few yellow cards and I don't want anyone to really miss the next leg. So Mustafa, I think, is going to come off and be replaced by Lovric. We will replace Luis Carlos with Takacs, and that is all 3 subs. So we'll just hope that neither fullback or neither wingback gets sent off. I keep forgetting that I'm playing with wingbacks instead of fullbacks. Or no, I don't forget I'm playing with them. I know what formation I'm playing. I forget to call them wingbacks instead of fullbacks. It's probably a better way of describing it. As Mr. Zlecki comes forward for Zagreb, it's a ball in, and Ricardo with unbelievable composure inside his own 6-yard box. Bring it down, turn, and then he just hoofed it away. I mean, it was David Luiz-esque is how I imagined it in my head. All the composure, and then thought, oh my god, I've done the amazing stuff, let's just hoof it. Although, credit to David Luiz, he's proved a lot of people wrong this season. Into Lovric, Lopez picks it up, and it's Football Manager, and I'm meant to be commentating on this game, and I'm just rambling on about David Luiz and what a good season he's had. Who do you reckon was the best centre-back in the Premiership this year? There's a question for the comments today. Who was the best centre-back in the Premiership this season. The season's just finished, and if you're watching this later when the new season started, then who's the best centre-back now? But the question for today is, who is the best centre-back in the Premier League this season? And let me know down below. It would be good to know what your thoughts on that are. As we're ticking down, I wasn't even paying attention to anything that was going on in the game then. But Radford has about as much impact as Cardos did. We've played very well. It was comfortable. Unbelievably comfortable. As Perez catches that, that'll be full time. Now that he's got it in his hands, he'll hoof it long and it'll be full time. Come on, game. We all know what's going to happen. There we go. It is a 1-0 win for NK Maribor. And now we've got the joy of the next round tie. I want to say it's the quarterfinals, but I don't think it is. I think it's a bit early. Marty McFly is absolutely on. Wow. I really should have kept him. What did I sell him for? I sold him for 10 million. Look at those stats. And he's now worth 34.5 million. Wow, sometimes you find a good player and you just get it wrong when you sell them. I'm pretty sure I couldn't keep him anyway. I'm pretty sure he wanted to go and was pissed me off. Right, I'm not going to do this because we're on a live com. 430k into the coffers. Hamzogovic plays very well. Not well enough to get my praise. It is the second knockout draw and it is tomorrow. So if we click forward, we'll go there. Remember to let me know. Let me know in the comments who you think is the best centre-back in the Premier League in the season that's just finished. Is it David Luiz? Is it Gary Cahill? Phil Jagielka? Phil Jones? I don't think he would class. I don't think he's A, good enough, or B, any good at all, really. No, that's discrediting him. He can be decent. But there we go. 7 teams will go into the hat, with teams varied as Chelsea, Madrid, Berlin and us. So we get a mention in the headline teams, but who knows? So let's have a look. Big teams we want to avoid. Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Porto. Probably do want to avoid Milan. Don't know why their game has been postponed. Well, Newcastle with Marty McFly. Everyone else, I'm pretty confident. I guess the ideal tie, probably Vitor de Setúbal, Guimarães. They're all pretty poor. Feyenoord, Montpellier. Didn't we sell someone to Montpellier? Fabrice Kipre. That's who we sold to Montpellier. 73 grand a week. Wow. Sold him for 15 million. He's now worth 19.25. Okay, so it does seem like my scouts do have a good eye for players. I don't know. Let's see who we get. Automatic draw. Let's crack on with it. First out of the hat is Newcastle. We don't want to be Newcastle. Leipzig are playing Newcastle. Montpellier are out of the hat playing Vitor de Guimarães. Next out, Setúbal are playing Atletico Madrid. Good, we get rid of Atletico Madrid. Feyenoord, Athletic Club. Next now, Inter are going to be playing Olympique Lyonnais. Don't give me Chelsea. Hertha Berlin. NK Maribor. We're playing Hertha Berlin. We get a trip to Germany. Stade Rennais or Milan are going to be playing Porto. And Chelsea are going to be playing Shakhtar. So, some big games there. Hopefully, Leipzig will beat Newcastle. Setúbal will beat Atletico Madrid. Inter, Olympique Lyonnais. Not too sure about that. I'm not too sure who's the weaker team. Will beat Hertha Berlin. I'm confident. Hopefully, whoever wins this will beat Porto, and Shakhtar will hopefully beat Chelsea. Let's have a quick look at Hertha Berlin then. Let's see what they look like. So their key player, Una Duman, looks pretty good. Holding midfielder, I think holding midfielders in Football Manager don't impact the game. I think you need a good holding midfielder in Football Manager, but I don't think they impact the game as a key player sort of thing. So I'm not too fussed about that. Captain Jonas Weber, he looks very good as an attacking midfielder. He does look very, very good. Hot prospect, whether they play him or not. Freiberg, he's in the under-19, so probably not, but we'll scout him. He's 14, bloody hell. And vice-captain, might as well look at him, Mariana Prins, the goalkeeper. If we just have a look at their senior squad, who has been their danger man? Mauro Gallo up front. Looks very good. 23 years old, good, quick striker. I would describe him as a poacher. That's listed as a poacher. Yeah, we'll scout him, see what they think about him. Weber we've already looked at, and Patrick Eckel has got 5 goals for them this season. Again, looks pretty decent. I wonder if they'll play 2 up front. If we have a look at their schedule for the senior squad, let's just have a look at... Oh, they actually lost 3-1 and went through. How did they go through that? If they won 3-0 and then lost 3-1. Oh, yeah, because they won 3-0. Well done, Dave, you absolute moron. Bloody hell, yeah, so it was 4-3 they won it. Yeah, it was close. Why am I being an idiot? What did they play in this game? and then we'll actually look at what CSK Moscow played and see if we can learn from it. So they played a defensive 4-1-4-1, and CSK Moscow played a 4-3-3, something that I'm not too familiar with on Football Manager, playing a 4-3-3. In the home leg, Hertha played a 4-2-3-1, so much more attacking in the home leg, as did CSK Moscow. I think we can have a Hertha Berlin. Let me know down below, do you think we're going to have a good chance of progression? But we're going to leave this episode there, guys. It's been long enough of my ramblings and asking you questions. But I really hope you're still enjoying the series. Leave a like if you are, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll chat to you all in a bit. Cheers.